Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Warren Canonigo, and you're watching the CCS show. So, for today's episode, we would actually talk about what are the indicators or the factors that we need to actually focus on and consider if you want to know if a particular call center representative is effective or efficient in his job. So this is pretty much very useful for those who are aspiring call center agents. And this can be also very substantial material for contact center service instructors as a supplementary video that you can use in class. So let's start. Let's begin with punctuality. Yes, it is really important that you come to work on time and you're there. Number one is the client requires the call center company the standard or the ideal number of people for every period of time within the shift. So that's how essential it is, especially for the growth and progress and for the revenue of the company, for you to be there on time. And you're not only doing it for the company, but also you're doing it for yourself because coming to work, or the jargon for that is the floor, that's the call center office. Getting inside the floor at least 30 minutes before your login time would do so many good things for you. Number one, you would actually be prepared to take the first call. You have time to attend to personal necessities. And if ever you were not able to eat your meal before you left the house, then you will have a chance to do that at the pantry. And of course, you can still have ample time to chit chat with your supervisor and your floor mates or teammates, just in case you need to discuss something very important, especially those things that are related to your work. Okay. So usually, punctuality or perfect attendance and no case of tardiness are two gatekeepers, especially if the company would run a particular promo or incentive program. Whether or not it's by team, punctuality, referring to your attendance and the incidence of tardiness, the, the how do you call it, the basic requirement to be able for you to qualify for individual incentives and for your team to qualify for group incentives. So you don't want to be the weak link. You don't want to be the reason why the team standing of your group will be jeopardized. So always be an asset to your team. That's always the daily challenge for consulting agents. And things are doable. It's not like they're impossible as long as you focus and you dedicate. Anyway, you have lots of free time during your rest days to do personal stuff. And outside the office, you don't get to bring home work. That's the beauty of being a consulting agent. There are no paperwork or other stuff that will be brought outside the floor so that you can attend to other things in your life. Okay? And the next one is we have the initialism AHT, otherwise known as average handle time. It is the recommended or the ideal number of minutes that you need to observe in single call resolution. And the shorter AHT you would actually achieve, it would mean that the more concerns from customers you would have to resolve. That is why it is always favorable for the company and for the client, and definitely for the customers. Okay. Another initialism is QA, which means quality analyst, a person who would make sure that in every call you follow procedures, protocols, etiquette, and accuracy in the performance of processes. So, a quality analyst would randomly choose a call from, of course, a roster, the list of your done calls, and he or she would have actually the prerogative or the freedom to choose which calls to bring. He would or she would bring a checklist with her while listening to her call, and of course, she needs to listen to it 2 or 3 times to make sure that the assurance rating is reflective of your performance in the chosen call. So QA and assurance rating is definitely a reflection of how efficient an agent is, because in there you'll be able to see if an agent really follows everything that needs to be done in a call. That would definitely please more than the client but also the customers. One of the most important goals that we have as agent every time we take a call is to make sure that there is single call resolution. A perfect scenario would be something that would not, call for, a situation where the customer would call again to follow up in the case, or you would need to take down the best number to call or the best time to call the customer because you still have to call the vendor for a particular issue to be resolved. So an ideal call is definitely something that is resolved in a single call. Usually, that kind of call will merit a kudos call, wherein the customer would look for the agent supervisor because he really or she really wants to inform the supervisor about how the job was, well done by the agent. But it's a different story when you proactively or initiate telling the customer if he or she would like to speak with your supervisor for, to tell him about your good performance. That's definitely ridiculous. So just have to, thank the customer and just allow the customer to think and to proactively ask for customer to relay the good news. Okay, so that's kudos call. Let us all remember that we wouldn't be able to perform our job very well if we are not healthy. So medical issues would definitely hinder us from going to work and from doing our best. So let's all be responsible. We know how demanding the cause of their job is, considering that there's so many benefits to the graveyard shift. There's so many rewards and incentives and extra pay when you work in the evening. But also, we have a price to pay, and that is to make sure that we are very much conscious of our health. We're very much meticulous of what we do, what we put into our body, to make sure that we are always in good condition in going to work so that we can show our maximum capacity. And also, we have to be responsible with our actions. We have to direct our lives responsibly, so that we'll be free from criminal liability. That would definitely make sure that we can invest in a very bright future, not only for us but for our family. Okay, so thank you so much for that. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I'm so excited to tell you more about the beauty of the contact center industry. So I'll see you next time. Bye. Please like, share, subscribe.